For this week, we'll be doing a review of 3 short films from 15 Malaysia, and the first one is Duit, Kecil, the second one is Lollipop, and the third one is Meter. First, we'll be talking about Duit, Kecil. So the short film is basically about a man who seeks pleasure by going to a brothel and starts having a short conversation with the prostitutes there after realizing that he didn't bring a small change for the service he sought. So this short film basically touches on a subject in 2008 where there's a global recession going on, and it caused economic crisis to happen in different countries around the world, and Malaysia is one of the countries that are greatly affected. It is shown that the general government gross debt increased around 28%, which is quite a lot. And at that time, many workers are laid off or are facing pay cuts, and there's a great increase in unemployment rates. And there's this one scene in the short film where the man collected small change from the other prostitutes and told them to get back from the women. I could say that it's a metaphor, and I liken it to the government took money from the citizens first to slowly pay off the humongous amount of debt, and I could say that the citizens can only slowly hope that one day the government can pay us back or just reward us with something else, as we should have benefits from being a citizens of Malaysia, right? So next on to Lollipop. Lollipop is basically about a man who was sexually abused when he was younger, and he grew up to be a pedophile. This short film basically touches on a few subjects which created an impact in Malaysia from the year 2007 to 2009. And one of the topics is about there were 2 young girls below the age of 10 who went missing within a period of 5 months around 2007 to 2008. Another topic which is touched upon is the 2008 general election in Malaysia, where there were 4 politicians that defected from the opposition party, and this resulted in a change of voting results in Perak, where the Barisan Nasional took back the authority from the opposition party. And Muhammad Nizar Jamaluddin, who is part of the opposition party, was appointed as the Menteri Besar of Malaysia, and just after a year he was appointed, he is removed from the position, as this is another result of the defections from the opposition party. For this film, we shall focus on bribery. I could say that the lollipop can be a metaphor for bribery, as in Malaysia, maybe young politicians may be forced to take bribery when they don't want to take it, as they want to be righteous and do things for the country. Once they start receiving bribery, whether willingly or not, there's no turning back. And as seen in the video, the sexual abused boy grew up to be a pedophile, and this shows that certain actions from the predecessors can actually affect the younger generation in drastic ways. So move on to the third video, which is Meter. Meter is about a taxi driver who is asked about his viewpoints about a few issues in Malaysia, and his reactions as well, his passengers' reactions. In this film, a few major topics were brought up as well, and for this review, we shall focus on the Malaysian education. There's this part in the film where the taxi driver mentioned how important English is for people to advance globally, but then he also reacts negatively to a Malay passenger who chose to converse with him in English instead of Malay. This scene reflects of when in 2009, where the government decided to have secondary schools teach science and maths in Malay instead of English, starting from 2012. And actually, English is the main language for communication globally, so teaching the 2 subjects in Malay will greatly deter the ability for Malaysian students to interact with people from other countries. As the taxi driver said himself, you can't go relay messages in Malay to other people when you're working in other countries. Of course, you gotta use the English language to enable others to understand what you're talking about. So the government have always mentioned how we have to progress further as a developing country, but then they do such thing as changing the education system to something that will deter our progress in this world. And it's basically portrayed by this taxi driver as a very self-contradicting actions. Yeah. Okay, so that's all we've got for the review of these 3 films, and that's it. Bye.